Have you ever wondered how North Marston got its name? It appears in the Domesday Book as Merstone. We can safely assume Marston is a Saxon name, because all local villages in the area are Saxon. This is what historians tell us. But where did they get this information? This is the definitive book on local place names, published by the English Place Name Society in 1925. It has been the point of reference ever since. And this is what they said about the original name of the village. The Domesday scribes wrote Merstone, and they assumed the scribes writing the book had heard the words Merstun, Merstun, meaning marshy farm. How did Merston become Marston? And where is the marsh? OK, with heavy clay soils, winter flooding is inevitable. But for the Saxons to have named the place marshy implies a permanent feature, so where is the marsh? I started to get an idea when I was researching the boundary between North Marston and Granborough. Here it is, marked as a pink line on a modern map. And here's another map, this one drawn in 1599 and showing something called Dead Man's Cross next to the road at a point where the road from North Marston to Granborough used to be intersected by an ancient track that led from Hodgston to Hogshaw. The route of this track is now the parish boundary. Here is the location of Dead Man's Cross, marked on a modern map. I've also marked other local features named Dead Man. As soon as I saw Dead Man's Cross marked on the map, I realised this was probably a Saxon boundary stone, like this one. Centuries after it was erected, it was assumed to be a gravestone, hence Dead Man's Cross. I began to research Saxon boundary stones and had a bit of a eureka moment. But if I'm right that Dead Man's Cross was a Saxon boundary stone marking the edge of a church estate, what church was it? For an answer to this we need to turn to this man, Offa, King of the Mercians. Here's a map of Mercia showing how big it had become by the 10th century. You can see Buckingham is marked by way of reference. The area for miles around North Marston was Mercia. Offa was a Christian and had founded St Albans Abbey, giving it huge tracts of land from which to generate an income. Wherever a road crossed the boundary to the Abbey's estate, they would have erected a crossed stone like this one lying flat in Quainton. The area all around will have been defined by the Marston. This is centuries before there was a village called that name. But why did the Domesday Book record the place as Merston? For the answer to this, we need to go to the Battle of Hastings. And another king, William the Conqueror. In 1086 he commissioned a national audit of the wealth of the land in what was to become known as the Domesday Survey. He sent out his French-speaking scribes to record what they found. the Saxon dialect heard by the scribes was no longer Mercian. It would have been West Saxon, as Wessex, under King Alfred, had merged with the other Saxon kingdoms to form England. Here's a statue of Alfred. In the West Saxon dialect, the Mercian Marston was pronounced Marston. Hearing this, the French-speaking scribes had to guess how it was spelt, and assumed it to be Mirestone, which is what was recorded in the Domesday Book. To this day, boundary stones are officially known as Mirestones. But what became of the Saxon boundary stone, barely 300 yards from its original location? Might this be all that's left of it after over 1,000 years?